How about a little volume? There we go. Good evening, folks. Had something else planned for tonight, but ran out of time. So we're doing this. But tomorrow and Friday, probably going to be doing something a little different. Doing a quick buff right now, and then we're going to go check out all these little points of interest on the map, all the little white dots. Not all of them, I mean, obviously we're not going to get to all of them, but we're going to get to as many as we can before I bonk. We're starting on the very southeastern island. I forget what it's called. Visayan, no, not the Visayan Isles, that's something else. Whatever. Those islands. As soon as we're done buffing here. Finished my shadow armor last night, or today. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about it. Okay, which way? Let's get our map open. Let's head to that one right there first. Thanet Cathedral. It's going to be a lot of running around until we get to the places we're looking for. There's another town over here, MacLeod's Freehold. Remember when this island first opened, everybody came down here because there was some new thing to be found. Is there any details being posted about it, or is it all just everybody's keeping a tight lip until they find out whether it was a conservative or a liberal? Why am I going this way? I want to go east. Yeah. Burning One, what's going on? Ooh, look, a bridge. We'll come back to that. So there's another one down on the southernmost island that we want to hit. I wonder if we have to be the other side. No. No, we'll just keep following the coast. It seems to me it's east. Or southwest east. Yeah. We're just not in the right place, it seems. We're not going in the right direction. So now we're going northwest, and we don't want to go northwest. We want to go southeast. That way. But there's a big body of water in the way. Maybe we should cross the bridge. If it was a white conservative kid, they're going to release it right away. If it was anything other than that, they're going to sit on it. They're not going to release any information. Coulter's Law. I think it's out there. Oh, Moorsman. Moorsman. Freaking Moorsman. And random lifestone. There's McNeil's freehold. I think. Maybe. No. Maybe not. No. What is this? Is this Mossfort Town? Maybe? Yep. Yep, that's what it is. At a later date, there's a portal in this little cave back here, but this game isn't up to that point yet. Now McNeil's freehold is right up there on the hill. And the Athenic Cathedral is over here. I don't know if we're going to be able to go in the dungeon or not. I don't... Tentacles. Watch. Tentacles. There's all kinds of neat little things just hidden around on the game. If you can get to them. That's the hard part. You spend a lot of time down here just killing the moss warts, because they always have good drops for some reason. Pain in the butt to kill though, good lord. No, we want something that is over this way, so why are we going this way? Well, your assignment tonight, Kenshiro, is to dig up any information you can find about it. And inform us thusly. I don't see how I'm supposed to get to it. There's no... It's like there, but you can't run all the way across the water like that. You'll hit an invisible wall. See? Unless there's a bridge somewhere. Sometimes you have to go north to go south. There we go. I think we're on the right track now. As you hop islands, the monsters start getting higher and higher level. But none of this stuff down here is really a major threat. This is one of the first new areas they added in the game. But we still need to be there. And we can't get there. That's bothersome. Maybe it's not in the game yet. But no, actually that was one of the first things that they added. Alright, well the islands are proving to be problematic, so let's go elsewhere. Let's go to... let's go to Kara, shall we? There's a couple nearby there. Let's show. Is it here or... I think it's in the annex. We are... Hey, Daniel, how's it going? We are playing Asheron's Call. Well, an emulated version of Asheron's Call. The actual game was taken down a little over a year ago. So this is an emulator. I had something else in mind, a shooter. I just didn't have time to get it all set up. How you doing, Daniel? There's Kara. This was my first MMO. Now we're going to head down into town. There's a lot of excitement when this town first came out because there were some quests that had to deal with it, but then it just kind of fizzled out over time. So out of the way, so hard to get to. Fortnite. Yeah, my son plays that a lot. Rages like crazy. Oh man, does he get mad at that game. No town criers? Yeah, he gets furious at that game. I shot him right in the head. Oh, you're going to start doing this again, aren't you? Every time I open up the buffing program, it starts to get a little choppy, so there we go. I think I got it figured out now. Yeah, I tried it. I did about 5 games, and my average lifespan in each game was like 1.5 to 2 minutes. Most of the time I got killed before I can even find a weapon. And then I quickly realized it just wasn't a game for me. It's a fine game, nothing wrong with it, but it's not for me. There's a hook to that game. You'll do poorly when you first start, of course, everybody does. But then you'll have that one good game where you'll score in like the top 10 or something like that. Or you'll finish in the top 10. And that's the hook. That's when they got you. Once you do that top 10 finish, you're done. And you'll sit there and lose 30 games in a row trying to get that top 10 slot. And then if you actually get a top place win, forget about it. You'll spend the rest of your life trying to recapture that moment. It's like going to Vegas. Led to this whole discussion about the change in the aspect of video games and how the addictive quality of the game nowadays is more important than the gameplay. Gameplay is secondary now. Get them hooked. You know, it's like crack dealers. Yeah. And we're done. Okay, our first stop is that way. What is it, actually? Mines of Despair. And look at that, a hoary Manicar right off the bat. Oh, and some shards, and just all kinds of goodness. Oh my goodness. A lot of people didn't. It came out just after Everquest did. And most people got roped into the Everquest thing. Shoot, didn't even see him standing there. The banished orb, I got about 3 of those sitting on a mule. Don't need any more. This armor that I'm wearing is made using these parts right here, the black piece and these 2 orange pieces. Had to collect a whole bunch of them to make the suit. Very sought after for oh, it's very, very different. Very different. It's much faster paced. There's a completely different feel in EverQuest. You kind of feel like you're at the mercy of the game. In Asheron's Call, you feel like you're the king. Yes, sir, Atlas. Picked it up this morning, or this afternoon. I was too briefly, till we joined Devil. Everybody decided I had to be Monarch when we first started playing. I didn't approve, but somebody had to do it, so... Yeah, I think that's the biggest difference. In Asheron's Call, you feel powerful. You feel like a true hero. Whereas in EverQuest, and it's just a different approach to gameplay. But in EverQuest, you feel more like, oh yeah, you're at the mercy of your environment. It's like an EQ, if you're fighting a blue, there's a good chance that the fight can go either way. But in AC, it's routine to fight things, you know, double your level. And come out on top. And fight them in large numbers. You're not just fighting one at a time, you're fighting a whole army of them. Right up until the moment those buffs drop. Once those buffs drop, you're dead. But yeah, I got the GSA today and put a couple of stones in it. Takes care of a couple of my major wards. GSA is Greater Shadow Armor, for those of you unfamiliar with the terminology. I don't want to kill you. Please don't make me do it. What the hell is that? This bitch messaging me again. Oh good, we found a shadow. Yeah, 87. Not doing any macros, just pure... except for turning in some things that got me about 20 levels. It's all just been hunting, killing, questing. Shadow poop. But tomorrow night I'm going to be checking out Warface. I feel the need. Oh, exciting. The Hope Slayer has been defeated. That's what they put up when they killed Balzeron. Oh, great. How the hell do I get off of here? Ah. Okay. If I jump, will I die? Is it? Yeah, I did the very first tutorial thing just to see how it was going to run and whatnot, and it ran really nice and smooth, so I was impressed with that. We're either going to make it or we're going to die. Let's see what happens. We're going to die. Nope, we didn't die. We didn't die. It's a first-person shooter. I like my shooters. Hi, fellas. Squids. I don't want you. I want the squid. Go away. No, I tried Fortnite, couldn't stand it. It's not a game for me. Let me clarify. Don't want to say it's a bad game, it's just not a good game for me. I like watching people play it. I just don't like playing it myself. Nope, 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 nope. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't cast anything on that. Whew. Glad that spell fizzled. Not that they're hard to kill, I just didn't want to have to deal with it. If a shell. That's for the helmet. 310, 5 and 4. Nope. Got 2 of these already. Oh, and that's for the helmet. I don't want the helmet. Don't want it, don't want it, don't want it. And that's for the mask. There's a shadow hiding in here somewhere. There we are. What did you send me anyhow? Oh, neat. I will check that out later. What is that? Let's kill it. What is that? I don't know. Kill it. Yeah, I kill a lot of the Usurans for some reason. They're tougher than I thought they were. Come on, fizzle. What the hell? I don't fizzle. We'll take that. Goes in our junk pouch. You can take these little bits here and make a costume out of it. Yeah, Daniel, you have a run skill and you have a jump skill, and the higher each is, naturally the higher your run skill is, the faster you run. And the higher your jump skill is, the higher or further you can jump. With a, what is it, jump skill, 295 jump skill, you have about a 15-foot vertical. And with the 280 run skill, you probably go about 15 miles an hour. Oh, fragment. Much faster paced. There's a head. I don't want to make the costume. There's one Halloween. They put these parts out around Halloween time one year, and at one point I ran around trying to collect as many parts as I could to make as many costumes as I could. I had a mule filled down with Halloween costumes. It was horrible, but also a lot of fun. Keep getting distracted by things. We have to go that way. Oh, a little lag there. You almost what I really like about it is you almost never have to use your mouse. Just about everything is done on the keyboard. Well, you can do everything on the keyboard. Sometimes it's just a little faster to use, like when you're going through a loot. It's faster to just use the mouse, but just about everything's controlled by the keyboard. In case you didn't hear me the first time I said that. Nope. Working on our second ingot for the day. This character doesn't really have any use for him, but I still collect them. Because you never know. And as fast as this guy seems to run, my melee and archer guy runs even faster, jumps even higher. Because the skills are based on a combination of your intelligence or your strength and your coordination for jumping, and your quickness and coordination for running. Or no, I think it's just quickness for run. But the physical classes, about archers and melee classes, have much higher stats in those areas, whereas mages are all focus and self. Banished Manuga? I don't know if I've ever killed a Banished Manuga. Oh yeah, I did. The old Banished MacLeod. I think I only have one of those though, so we'll keep it. Each bag has a purpose. This is the one that for stuff that I'm going to mule. This is my money and spell components. This is spells and plants. I don't know. This is all my shards and motes. Wands that I don't have the skill to use yet. My upgrades. Random junk, trophy bits, that kind of thing. I don't know, all that stuff needs to go to the mule too, and then the mule pouch. And then the main pouch I just use for all my primary looting and whatnot. Well, crap. These mountains really suck. I hate mountains. They make it so hard to get anywhere. No zones. It's all one big world. You can run from one side to the other without zoning one time. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Mages can't kill crystal golems. Well, they can, but it takes forever. Oh shit, I fell off the mountain. Where's the corpse? Can't get to the freaking corpse. There it is. Nothing. I'm just trying to go east. But it doesn't seem to want to let me. There's a housing settlement over there. Housing hasn't been implemented yet. They haven't figured out the coding for it. But eventually, someday, if they ever do figure out how to make a house remember who owns it, you'll be able to get a house. Since we're in the area, I'll show you around. This is the basic house. They come in different flavors. There's these show-like ones. They come in 2 different varieties. That one and this one. And then there's these wooden ones. And then there's these. And the basic house is just 2 rooms upstairs and a basement. 1, 2 rooms. All these little gray things on the floor are hooks that you can put stuff on the floor, on the walls, on the ceiling. There's one up there. And then downstairs you have your basement with even more hooks, and underneath the steps you have a chest that you can store stuff in. And that makes it much easier to transfer stuff from one character to another. Housing. I think they may have been the first game to actually implement housing. Could be wrong. Missed. Spells are line of sight, so a monster can actually avoid the spell by sidestepping it or walking or under it. The AI doesn't have the intelligence to sidestep, but you know, if it's running down a hill and you shoot your spell, it'll go right over its head. AI. There is no AI. Yeah. Well, it's more a place to store your stuff, because you end up accumulating a lot of stuff, especially when the trade skills were operational. They're currently not operational, but when they were, you always had trade skill components just laying all over the freaking place. You'd still need separate characters just to hold all your trade skill stuff. Mules, you know. But then you got the hooks in the house to display all your trophy items from all the neat little quests that you do. And you can invite people over, you can give people access, but you can also keep people out, which is nice. Because there's a force field over top of it. Once you take ownership of it, there's a force field over top, and then you have to allow other people in. And then the purchase price involves some random bit of stuff that you'd get from a creature, and then a writ of refuge, which is like a deed, and that other thing. Money. Money. Yeah, money. And then every month you had to pay rent. You had to pay upkeep. Say again? Yeah, no Section 8. You actually have to pay for it out of pocket. Banished Olthoy. Drops the Frost Club. I think I already have a couple of those, but we'll loot it just in case. Killed a lot of banished creatures up around Nidesa Castle. Can't swing a dead cat without hitting some kind of banished creature up there. Why you'd be swinging a dead cat, I have no idea. But, you know, whatever. Different strokes. They did. There was a lot of that's lost in favor of fancy graphics and attack combinations. A lot of that was there's like no special attacks here. You know, like in World of Warcraft, you have your special attacks with your warriors and your hunters and whatnot. Here it's nothing like that. You just you attack things. You either attack them hard or you attack them soft. You attack them high. You attack them low. If you're playing a melee character, or an archer. For a mage, you just blast them with a spell. The variety comes in the damage types, because there's 4 elemental and 3 physical damage types, and most creatures have a weakness and a resistance. They're weak to one thing and they're resistant to another. Like these guys are weak to slashing damage, so you slash attacks on them and it wrecks their shit. I don't even know if I need to debuff them. Yeah, I should have, but and a lot of it was just remembering what they were. Some of it was obvious. You know, like fire elemental, use frost. You don't use fire on a fire elemental. That one's kind of obvious. But some of them not so much. There's no swimming. You just run through water. Look at all the Grommies, good lord. Yeah, I have to buff soon already. Lose track of time. No, we still have some time, I think. But yeah, they don't make them like this anymore. Go to bed. Alright, kid. Sleep well. Love you too. Looking for those shiny things. Still collect these things every chance I get. I want to get one of each suits. I got the Selden already. I got the Khajiit today, or the Muli today, and I want to get the Khajiit next. Even though the Khajiit is not as good. Shadow armor, I mean. I just sworn I saw another one down here. Maybe I was mistaken. When it skitters like that, that means you're entering a new land block. The sections of the world are broken up into land blocks, and anytime you go into a new land block, you get a little stutter like that. But that's about as close as you get to zoning. Ooh, no, let's loot this one first. They need to stop putting golems in my way. I can't stop killing them. Okay, it should be right around here somewhere. A little more north. Yeah, yeah. Especially considering the resources that people had, the gamers themselves had at their disposal. You know, the game had to run well over a dial-up connection. Had to run well on a 400 megahertz processor, on a 32 megabyte video card. Of course, now you can run like 6 or 7 instances of the game using the same. What do we got there? 8 and 6, 7 and 6. Okay, not better. Now you can run 6, 7, 8 instances of the game, or more, depending on your computer. On the PvP servers, people will do that. They'll log on a bunch of different accounts all at the same time in macro. There's a point of interest around here somewhere. Almost, we should be like right on top of it. Oh, where'd you come from? AMD K6, 400 megahertz. ATI Rage, 32 megabyte video card. And I'm pretty sure I only had a 5 gig hard drive. So if I wanted to switch from Ashron's Call to Everquest, I had to uninstall Ashron's Call and install Everquest. Because I didn't have enough room on my hard drive for both. You know, alongside Windows 98. So 5.4 south, 7.2 east. So we've got to go a little bit west. There it is. No, that's Humming Crystal. That's a random spawn portal. Get over here. We're a little too far east. $7.2. I have to kill these things. I didn't get my first computer until like 98. I think it was 98 or 99. I think it was 98 because I spent like a year doing the whole AOL thing. And then when I built my first computer, that's what the specs were, and that was in 99, same year this came out. First computer I had was a rent-to-own deal. There they are. Let's see what's in the Mines of Despair, shall we? After a quick rebuff. Buffs are getting close to dropping. Oh, it's going to be gay again. I don't know why it does this. I really don't. There it goes. Alright. I'm going to grab coffee while this occurs. I'll be right back. Should be just about done. As soon as I start casting the diamond-shaped life spells, and it's close to wrapping up. One buff cycle involves 44 spells for this character. That's buffing all your skills, all your stats, putting all the buffs on your armor and on your wands or weapons, as the case may be. And every character, regardless of class, whether it's melee, archer, mage, class, there are no real classes in the game, it's all skill based, has at least 3 schools of magic for buffing. How about that? That's why they made third-party programs to do it all for you. Otherwise, you just have to sit there and click through all of them. I don't know what's in here. Wisp. Exit portal and way down. Skeleton captain. Doesn't look like anything big. Thought I heard a click. Greater Mumaya. There's a lever somewhere. Yeah, I'm not getting very far in it though. Be gone from here. This place of danger has been sealed. Yeah, I see that. I went in. Put that down for the next guy. There are levers. Oh, well, I can't get to the lever because it's behind a door that has a lever. Or that requires a lever. Well, that was quick. And this is a locked door, and I don't have lockpick because I dropped it so I could pick up melee defense. Alright, well, that's that. Let's head back out and go to the next one. The Empyrean Ruins. lockpick is a thing. Use it to open chests and doors and whatnot. Some dungeons, yeah, it's required. You can't go through the dungeon unless you have somebody there with lockpick. Primary reason why I took it on so many of my characters. Oh, it's a whole village full of undead. Let's have some fun. Try out some of these spells. Where is Cassius's Ring of Fire? Do I have that? Might not have it. That's my blade streak. 275. Level cap is 275. Yeah, it's when it first came out, it was only 128. But then with the first expansion, they raised it to 275. They just boom, 128, 275, one big jump. Where the hell's all the ring spells? Are they level 6s? Ah, they are. Let's have fun, shall we? AoE spells aren't working quite right. Huh. Weird. It's not supposed to work that way. It's supposed to be a ring of fire that goes out around me. It's not fair. It works on the for Indy. Yeah, no, not too bad. Lots of joints, you know. When the characters move, they look like they're actually moving. And not just kind of flapping their feet, you know. Apparently this little settlement was taken over by undead. Or people in the settlement became undead. That's a possibility. So we want to go... Let's set up our little arrow. .1 south, 2.3 east. Just follow the arrow. Now there was one update to the graphics. They weren't quite as smooth when it first came out. You know, like Everquest, they did an update, but the Everquest update was drastic, whereas here it just kind of connected the arms to the shoulders and smoothed everything out. Banished Tomb Rock. I think I've killed every banished creature there is. Yeah, Yeah, that's basically all they did, was just clean it up. Not looking to do any leveling or anything tonight, I'm just exploring. It's that kind of game. You just run around, look for different things, different troubles to get into. Hey, 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 I want to kill you. Grab some trophy things while we're out here. Oops. And you get XP for a mob no matter what level it is. Even if it's like a level 1 mob and you're like level 275, you'll get at least 1 XP for killing it. And you can level up the monsters. If you let the monsters kill you, they'll gain experience just like a player will. And if you let it kill you enough, it'll level up. And if you level it up enough times, it becomes a completely different creature. I mean, it doesn't change. It still remains it maintains its same appearance and everything, but gets much more powerful. We put that to the test once. There's a story. But they all have the same stats that a player does. Same stats, same skills. Plant. You take these and you crush them up using alchemy. And then you can make those into dyes to dye your armor with. And if you fail dyeing your armor, it turns it either Dayglow orange or bubblegum pink. Because it's a skill check kind of thing. And if you fail the skill check, your armor suffers as a result. And it reduces the armor level of it. So it's something you have to be careful of. Make sure your skill's high enough. Unless you actually want pink armor, which some people did. So they'd fail intentionally. They'd debuff their alchemy skill just to make sure that they failed, so that they get the pink armor. Come on, what are you doing? This is it. This is the point of interest. It's a lifestone and a portal to Yarak. And a drudge on top of the roof up there, apparently. See him up there? Up there. Okay, that's that one. That's our next one. Oh yeah, there's a A marketplace. Yo, Fat Tony, what's going on? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Tony. I'm doing good. Every time you log in, I start talking like an Italian. Yeah, there's a marketplace where you can set up a trading mule to trade your fat loot. It has its own currency. Pyreals are the coin of the realm. Yeah, I know. Just watched too many mobster movies. Because they always had a Fat Tony or a Fat Louie. But you have coins like this, and then you can convert those coins into trade notes. This one's worth 250,000 coins. This one's worth 150,000. That's your currency. The trade notes are your currency. MMD is like the base model. But then you use those to trade with other people, buy their stuff off of them, and then they use that money to pay for your spell components because it's really expensive. Normally, right now the spell component thing isn't working, so it doesn't cost anything to cast spells. But ordinarily, you would have to have a bag full of tapers and scarabs and whatnot to cast your spells. And then you'd have to have some kind of foci taking one of your pack slots up so that you could use the prismatic tapers. And otherwise you'd have to use colored tapers, which means a whole bag just of tapers, and then a whole bag of herbs, and a whole bag of talismans, and yada yada yada. Really cumbersome system. They streamlined it in a sense. A truly player-driven economy, though. These are the corrupted spirits of, or the corrupted forms of residents of the world. They've corrupted by Balzaron, and he's the big evil. Balzaron, old BZ. We're just gonna avoid the legions. Ooh, plant. Go away, go away, go away. I don't want to fight you. I'm afraid of you. Yeah, you scare me. Don't kill me. You have to say stuff like that or they start feeling insecure about their lot in life. Two hoary Madakars right next to each other. Check that out. Matty robes for everybody. Alright. I gave you guys a chance to decide not to go away, so let the smiting begin. And you never run out of mana. If you play your character properly, you never run out of mana. No medding. It's weird to see two of these right next to each other like that. There used to only be one of these in the game. And it would take like 6 people to kill it. Times have changed. But this is what they drop. Then you make a robe out of that. Really sexy robe too. I got one already, but I like to collect them. Hand them out to people. Good for mages. There's another one. Good lord. It's the mother lode. Nope. There's faster ways to do this stuff. I just like running around. Then you see neat things. Like randomly flaming pillars out in the middle of nowhere. Excuse me guys, but what's this? Why is it here? What purpose does it serve? Just got a random pillar out in the middle of nowhere? I guess so. Where's the banished Ludin drop? I forget. Let's find out. Oh, the acid axe. I got plenty of those. Forgot about that. Wait, Shadow Lieutenant? There he is. I wouldn't mind smiting you if you don't mind. See, then you cast this spell to recharge your mana. And then you cast this spell to drain the stamina out of the bad guy. And then once you're back up to full, you just... boom. Dead. Never run out. If done properly. No, I don't care about MacLeod. I get distracted too easily. There's always so many neat things to kill. Freaking butterflies are terrifying in this game. Look at that damn thing. It's not a butterfly. It's a little demon spawn. Sometimes when you're running around or you're standing somewhere, one of them will fly right up in front of your face. And you're not expecting it, so you think you're getting attacked by something. But it's just a piece of decoration. Well, since you're here... Major focus on a wand. That's kind of nice. I'm going to take that. Shit, wrong spell. Nope. I try to avoid the raiders, the Legion raiders, whenever possible, because they use hollow weapons. And hollow weapons will ignore any buffs on your armor. It just sees your base armor level. So I give them a wide berth whenever possible. I mean, I'll kill them if I have to, but I'd rather not have to. What is all this nonsense up here? Legions and Madikars and golems? Oh my. Ah. I forgot about this guy. Magic ice balls. I'm gonna get a couple. So, I mean, all these random things just laying around. Snowman out in the middle of nowhere that sells magic ice balls. It's a cooking ingredient. You use it to make snow cones, I believe. I kill the shadows because they drop the shadow poop. These dark pieces right here. You need a whole lot of them to make another suit. So, a whole lot of each. There's another hoary Madacar. Hoary. Banished shadow. No, it's a dire. Tundra. What the hell's a Tundra Madacar? It must be like a boss. That means he's going to have special loot. Let's see what he has. Dire Madacar Paw. And Robe of the Tundra. There's another robe for our robe collection. This covers everything except your hands. So all you need is this robe and a pair of gloves and you're completely covered. It used to be more important back in the day for mages to wear stuff like that because you used to have to buff each piece of armor individually. So with that, you didn't have to, well, you only had to buff 2 pieces of armor, obviously. Sentient Fragment is a guaranteed shard drop. So when you see one, murder it with extreme prejudice. You have a sentient fragment and anywhere from 2 to 4 dual fragments around it. So you get a guaranteed drop from the sentient and then the possibility of a drop from the remaining. It's really a nice little shot in the arm when you're trying to put a suit of greater shadow armor together. I thought there was another duel. Yeah, there is. They're pretty squishy creatures, though. They like to shoot fireballs. See? There's your bonus. And this one's guaranteed to drop at least 1. Or, well, to drop 1. Then, crystal sword. And nothing. But that's okay. We got 2. Now we have 2 crystal fragments. And then you combine 2 crystal fragments with 2 shadow fragments to get a scintillating shard. And you need 2 scintillating shards to get the full suit. Or scintillating gem or something. You need 2 of the things to get a full suit. Later on they made it even worse because you had to get they started breaking the suits down into individual pieces. So you needed 1 piece for each suit segment. And that meant you needed a whole lot more of them. But the armor was much better. So, trade-off. But that iteration of the armor is not in this game. This is an earlier version of the game. Kind of like P99. P99 goes up to Scars and Velios. Oh, we're getting into lower level mobs now. And this is the ruins. This is our next point of interest. Holy shit, look at all this stuff. Good God. That's death waiting to happen. There's a stake and a chest. Empty. Dungeon of Tatters. I kinda wanna go in and just see what's in it. Trying to figure out how to get in it. Oh, it's one of these damn things. Ah, there it is. Let's see what's inside. Shadows. Woot. We're going to be stockpiling. That just made my day. We're staying here the rest of the night. Where are our buffs at? 20. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick rebuff before we get started. And I got to hit the head too. So I will be back in just a moment while he buffs up. There it goes. Alright, be right back. Sorry about that. And we're back. Let's go kill us some shadows. Put our fire wand in our hand. Because shadows don't like fire. Right. Full mana, and let's do it. I like killing shadows. Pleasant little surprise. Was not expecting to see something like this. And hopefully we'll get a lot of shadow poop out of it. That must be on the other side of the wall. Don't worry, buddy. I'll come to you. Don't you worry about it for 1 second. Is there anything even over there? Let's find out. It's always a good sign when you see blood on the wall. It'll let you know you found something good. It's a trap. Is that it? There's got to be more to it than that. Ah, there we go. Just looking for shadow poop. That's all we need. There's some. There's some. These guys aren't going to drop anything worth looting. So, don't have to waste our time with all that. Unless there's like an Umbrus or something, they might drop something. Lieutenants don't drop anything. Just back where we started? I'm confused. No? Nope, this is different. just keep following this around, see where it takes us. I think we're back at the beginning though. If that's a fire wisp over there, then yeah, we are. Yep, right back at the beginning. How about that? Well, let's go this way. Oh, it's a dead end. Wait, what? There we go. Wisps are weird. Loot those because they're valuable and they stack, so they don't take up a lot of bag space. I think there's one more right over here. Yep. Nothing. Oh, unless I'm mistaken, that takes us right back to the bottom again. I think it's just... maybe that's all there is to it. Maybe it's just a little place for a few shadows to hang out. Oh, no, the alloy cylinder. Number Shadow Lieutenant Fire and Mist Column. So there is more to it than I'm seeing. So I missed something somewhere. Maybe this is it. Ah. Can't tell exactly how many there are because they're just clouds. Is that it? That's all of them. Did you see that? Yeah. Mist golems. Just clouds. Apparently they don't like it when it's cold though. Major light weapon aptitude. The damn thing. Oh no, they're actually light. Yeah, the armor sucks. No, screw it. There's supposed to be a thing down here. There it is. Where is it? Where is it? Ah! Right there. Neat. We have a thing. It's a very impressive thing. For a quest on the extreme northern island. Exactly. Things are tantamount to having stuff. No, that's it. That's all it's down there. Now can we get back up? That's the question. Yes, we can. Back to the shadows. How's it going, X? I believe I tried Guild Wars 2, but don't quote me on that. I could be thinking of a different game. That happens sometimes. From what I remember, it was pretty neat. if it is the game that I'm thinking of, it was neat, but it was kind of linear. You know, like playing on rails kind of thing. Oh, we haven't been here yet. But I could be thinking of something else. You play so many, you lose track of. It's always so disappointing opening a chest and finding nothing. It's like going to the end of the dungeon and not finding a dragon. What you doing there, buddy? Yeah, everything I've heard about is it's a good game. Guild Wars 2 is actually supposed to be better than Guild Wars 1, which is odd. I have to check it out. It's never a good sign, though, for a game when they go free to play. Means the end is nigh. Or near, or... Okay, that's not it. Although it has been out for a while, so... Come on, give me poop. I want your poop. There's the entrance. That's where we came in at. I've never heard anything bad about the game. Everybody that spoke of it fondly. It could be. Maybe it's Guild Wars 3. It's Guild Warrior. That's the one game that has broken the curse of the sequel. MMO-wise. I'm just doing this whole lather, rinse, repeat thing up here because there's shadows rapidly respawning in a dungeon that I can just kill over and over and over again and get shadow poop. So, I'd be a fool not to. Well, I'm not trying to claim to be an expert, but I've played a lot of them. Freaking a lot of them over the years. And, oh, Asheron's Call 2 sucked. Everquest 2, not as popular. That other one? Yeah. I don't even want to talk about that other one. Of course, if they're not going to drop the stuff, there's no point in me staying here and killing them. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Destiny 2. Are you coming down, or are you just going to keep leaping around? It's really getting annoying. I'll be up there in just a minute. You guys just hang tight. Boop. We're almost, but not quite halfway there. Did you ever play Neverwinter? You're kind of a D&D guy, aren't you? I mean, it's absolutely nothing like D&D, but it is based off of Wizards of the Coast license. I was eyeballing that today, thinking about firing it back up, and then I didn't. Ended up installing Warface again. I'm going to play that tomorrow, I think. I need a shooter. It's been a while since I played a shooter. I need to shoot things. All MMOs and no shooters makes Jack a dull boy. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you expect a certain something, and you know, you get horribly disappointed once you finally log in. Because that's what we were all expecting when we logged into Asheron's Call. We were all expecting it to be like a real-life D&D game. And let me tell you, it wasn't. But we got addicted to it for a whole different reason. Well, at the time this came out, we were still playing AD&D. This was before 3.5, well, 3.0, 3.5 came out. So it is kind of more along the 3.5 lines. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I'm as I've gotten older, I've kind of lost my taste for them. That's why I keep going back to the old ones. None of the new ones. None of the new ones. I had my brief World of Warcraft moment. It only lasted about a year and a half, though. But, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was the best. Red box. You got the red box. Or just when it was D&D. Thaco really confused the game unnecessarily. Oot. Boot. There's another scintillating gem. Halfway there, halfway to another suit. Blammo. We combine the two sparkling for a scintillating. Titillating. And that's one half of the suit that I'm wearing right now. Hand that to the dude and he says, "Here's your shit. Enjoy." Yeah, I think we'll have one more go around, then get out of here. Yeah. See, that was the hardest part for me, going to Everquest from this game, because this was my first, and then I went to Everquest afterwards, and it was so difficult. The zoning, the slow movement speed, and the complete inability to solo anything beyond level 10. So I guess that's more than one thing, but something got me hooked on it. I forget what it was. Well, some friends were playing it for starters. That's always a good place to start. So there was a inherent community to play with. But, you know, then other games came out. Dark Age Camelot came out, so they all jumped ship to go to that and left me behind on Everquest. And, you know, after I just left Asheron's Call to go to Everquest, so I just went back to Asheron's Call. I had no interest in Dark Age. And, then City Heroes came out. And that pulled me away really hard. I love that freaking game. Boop. Yeah, that's the only. I hate to say this, God, I really do, because it's not a bad game. It's not, and I don't want to imply that it is. But that's really the only thing that's keeping me playing EverQuest right now is the group. And if that ever dissipates, then I'll probably uninstall it. The P99, not the live version. The live version is much more soloable. It's much more in line with my taste. I like to solo. I don't like groups, unless it's people I actually know. I don't like the obligation that goes along with grouping. All right, we're all going to meet here at 5 o'clock Thursday. Well, I can't do that. I have a family. You know, that kind of thing. And yeah, it is what it is. I like to have the option, I just don't like to be forced into it, I guess. I don't like to be forced into anything, and EverQuest kind of forces you into it, and I think that's the one thing that I resent about it. Oh. Oh, tells you how to make a snowman. So you want to build a snowman? Am I dropping frames? It keeps telling me I'm dropping frames. I think it's every time I buff I drop frames. Yeah, I know. People keep telling me that, but you know, you try telling the girlfriend that. She has different opinions. I lucked out with this one, and yeah. She's tolerant of my gaming habits to an extent. you know, as long as I don't abuse it, kind of thing. But in most other aspects, she's pretty cool. She doesn't get it, but she accepts it, kind of thing. And she tries. She tried to play Everquest with me before, but she has a bad habit of running away from the bad guys. You can't be a warrior and run away from the bad guys. It's just not the way the game works. Friendly player detected. He looks pretty unfriendly. Black and corn. We got black here, and then we got corn over there. Nope, not at all. Not even remotely. Not even a little bit. And I think that's why we work so well. We have nothing in common. They always tell you, you know, find somebody you have something in common with, but that's complete crap. It does not work. You don't want somebody completely different, and you want similar viewpoints, but you want completely different hobbies and whatnot. Because there is such a thing as spending too much time together. It's nice when you're both on the same page, you know, as far as you know, social issues, family issues, whatever. But when it comes to your hobbies and interests, keep them separate. You do your thing, she does hers. Nobody nabs up all your fat loot, you know what I'm saying? Show an interest. But then let it go with that. Let them have their thing. And they let you have your thing. The things you learn after 2 divorces and almost a half a century of living. That would be a leather crafter. I think that's Cragstone. Let's head over to Cragstone. I think. Not sure. She does like Battlefield Vietnam, though. She loves that freaking game. She'll play that game all day. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that game that she likes so much. Especially that one map where you have the center island with the fortress in it and surrounded by the ruined city. She likes standing up on the wall of that center area and just sniping people. Bots. She plays against bots. But, yeah. Ah, gloves. Neat. Stupid. Vermino, or Vermino, what's going on? No, there isn't. They're all case-by-case basis. They all have to be taken on a case-by-case basis. But the most important thing to realize is if the person you're with is not making you happy, why are you with that person? If you spend more time fighting than you do laughing, you're in the wrong relationship. Seems like common sense, but you'd be surprised at... Thanks. Yeah, I got it sharded. Got it all hooked up. But you'd be surprised at how long you'll spend in a toxic relationship because you just don't want to hurt the other person's feelings by breaking up with them. I mean, that was my entire second marriage. I didn't want to marry her, I just didn't want to hurt her feelings. And then after a while, I just didn't care anymore. Yeah, I put the piercing shard and the bludgeon shard in it. So, that gives me my two most common physical major protections. You know, I don't even know why I'm keeping these damn things. I'm never going to go do that quest. I'm never going to go do it. Same with the chicken feathers. I don't know why I'm keeping the damn chicken feathers. And that's just XP turn-in at Ahoronga. Yeah, well, you see it all the time. These people just can't stand each other. Because, you know, a lot of times a guy sees a pretty girl and he thinks, wow, she's pretty. I want to be in a relationship with her. Taking no account of her personality whatsoever. And that's the trap. That's the trap. Some of the ugliest people I ever met have been beautiful to look at, but absolutely hideous personality-wise. And, if they spend that much time in the bathroom getting ready in the morning, they're probably covering something else, something more than a blemish up, you know. Buff me. So much crap. I need to mule a lot of this stuff. This has to go. This has to. Well, this whole bag has to go. I need to make another mule. Mine's full. I don't really know what else to do. I think that's it for the night. I had something completely different planned for tonight. I was going to play Warface. That's a first-person shooter. But the beast was being temperamental. Here's what this armor looks like. Or this robe. You knew somebody was a badass mage back in the day. Yeah, the rolling cloud cover. The sun never shines. I don't know why that is. And it literally goes, literally goes as far as the eye can see. The sky does. Yeah, let's get out here on the edge of town. You see all that down there? Well, probably not, because I can't see it either. Draw distance doesn't go that far. But if you can see it, you can run to it. No zones. No zones. You just keep running. All the way, anywhere. Anywhere on the map. Now, these little islands you have to portal to because you can't run across the ocean. But they do exist on the same plane. Like if you're standing here on the beach and somebody's standing here on the beach over here, you can wave to each other. You'll see each other. You can't run to them because there's an invisible wall in the water. So you have to portal over. But it's all one continuous world. No zoning whatsoever. All that portaling thing you see me doing, that's just shortcuts to go from like, where was I just at? I was just right here. That's where I was just at. And then I use that little yellow gem to take me to the portal hub, which is that black portal thing over there. And then from there, it took me over to Heavy in Tow. Most of the towns have portals that'll take you to them, so you don't have to run. But back in the day, you had to remember, before the portal hub was a thing, or the town network was a thing, you had to know where all the portals were. You just either... Yeah. Oh, I don't know if it is or not. I've never played Shadow Bane. I keep dropping frames. It's irritating. Yeah. There was like one dungeon that had portals to a certain number of towns, like 5 different towns or something like that. It was called the subway, and you had to run through all these liches and banderlings and whatnot to get down to the bottom. And then once you got down to the bottom, there was a real long jump that you had to make, and you had to do it just right, because if you didn't, you'd bounce your face off the wall and take damage the whole way down, and then take impact damage once you landed. So you had to do this real, well, not like that, but it's real short range shift jump, and then just kind of drop off the edge. And you always did it backwards, because then you didn't go as far. But then you had to survive the fall, so your character had to be high enough level to survive the fall or be buffed sufficiently. Just to get there. Just to get to that portal network. Otherwise you just had to remember where they all were, because like right down the road here there's one that leads to Cragstone. I don't know if you can see the building from here. Yeah, that right on the hill behind that building, there's a portal to Cragstone. So you know from Heavy in Tow you can get to Cragstone. And then there's like loops. There's the newbie loop, there's the Midtown loop, you know, like Heavy in Tow, Cragstone. What was the other one? I think one of the Grundom towns, I forget what it is. One of these towns. Calabar was down this road, on the other side of town. And there were, you know, there were loops that you could go through the different towns. So you go to the newbie loop and then run down the road a ways to get to the mid-range loop. And no, even the dungeons are all housed right here in this ocean. You have to portal to get to them. But when you go through the portal, it takes you to a place that's underneath the ocean here in the middle. Well, the sea, I guess it would be a sea. And sometimes if you're in a dungeon, you can hear somebody in the next dungeon over, because they're only like 10 feet away from you. So everything is literally on this plane, all the dungeons and everything. Or scattered around the outside, you know, wherever they can cram it in. Wherever they can cram it in. When they were putting these emulators together, they started tearing it all apart. The world apart, and they said they found all these neat little things, you know, like way up around here somewhere there's another hidden island where the developers would do things, or maybe it was out here in the middle of the water, I forget, but it was like a test area where they'd test some land blocks out to see how it looked, and then, you know, if they liked it, they'd copy and paste it into the world somewhere, and if they didn't, they just left it sit there to rot. So there's all these like little half-finished zones scattered all around the place that you can't access unless you can teleport there directly. The guy running the server asked me to do something, and I guess he went to sleep. But yeah, that's what the Warrior Robe looks like. But the Warrior Robe is only 150, and this is 250, I think, or something. 240. 240. So that's that. I think I'm going to call it a night there, folks. Thanks very much for keeping me company. Oh, they don't need it. They don't need a chest filled with it. They can just spawn it. I think it was the first night I was streaming this. One of the guys that runs the server hopped into the dungeon with me and just spawned a random shop sign in the middle of the dungeon, just hanging in space, and I got stuck on it. And yeah, there's just commands that they type in into, you know, place item number XXX, and but yeah, good night, and thanks for keeping me company, and I'll be back on tomorrow at 11. I don't know, maybe this, maybe Warface, we'll see. We'll see what the day holds. So you have a good night, folks.